Good morning. I forgot to film a clip before I left for work, so everything's going to be in my car today. Oh, it's an awful lot colder today than it was yesterday. Yesterday my car claimed it was 20 degrees as I was heading to work. This morning it's 9. Oh, feel it, mates. Feel it. Anyway, it's Tuesday. Makes you feel quite rested. I charged my Fitbit up last night so I can't actually tell how I slept, not for how long. But it did feel like as soon as I put my head down on the pillow about 10 o'clock last night, it was just spark out. And then I was sort of waking up around about the time my alarm went off. Still sort of like a bit groggy and sort of like, what's that noise? Got up, did everything, and now on the way to work. No leaf hunt today though. Back to relatively normal life. Alright. Well, I'm probably going to chat a lot tonight, so I think I'll leave it there. Plus, at this time of the morning you tend to have a lot of school kids wandering around. I'm always worried that I'm going to run one of them over. Alright. See you tonight. Alright, it's home time, and again, just huge amount of traffic and we're not moving. This is going to be a bit of a heavy conversation tonight. On the way to work, listening to the radio, and there was a news story about how Childline has seen a large rise in calls from under 18s contemplating suicide, having suicidal thoughts. There's something like 22,000 last year, which was a rise of 5% on the year before, and there's been a 15% increase on the year so far this year. And it's, you know, down to things like bullying, both in school and online. And it's really sad that so much grief and pressure is being put on kids who are, you know, while really strong, very vulnerable at the same time. And, you know, teenagers with raging hormones, and which then causes their mood swings, probably because of the amount of chemicals flowing around their bodies. It's going to cause some huge spikes in emotion, both good and bad. And, you know, I was bullied as a kid. I don't remember it in primary school, but, you know, it seemed like a switch flicked in secondary school and everyone did. I was, you know, smaller, a bit puppy fat, so I was a little bit chubby. I did well in subjects like maths and science. That's never going to win you any friends. And yeah, I got pretty low twice in my teenage years. I myself had suicidal thoughts. reason I didn't act on them is I thought of all the different ways to do it, and thoughts of the pain and suffering of if it went wrong and I had to then deal with the consequences. Also the fact that I am scared to death of dying, as being someone who can't wrap their head round religion. I don't believe there's anything after this. It's, you know, it's one and done, and that's it. And that is, you know, not existing is something else hard to get your head around, and that was scary as anything. So I didn't follow through, and I felt like the reason I didn't follow through was because I was a coward. And, you know, suicide is seen as the coward's way out. It's too much of a coward to actually be a coward. And that led to some very special places of self-hatred. But, you know, I got past it. I did have a wobble when I was 23, around my 23rd birthday. Lucky I had a week off work, because, you know, so I had this complete collapse of self-esteem, and I didn't have suicidal thoughts. I'd never felt that low, that empty, and literally like my entire insides have been scooped out. You know, exhausted, lethargy. I couldn't even feel. You know, I had a bit of a, you know, I broke down and cried. You know, really properly cried. I think it was the last time I, you know, properly bawled my eyes out. And then after that, there's just nothing for like a week. And then I went back to work, went back into my life, and just had to sort of put up with it, and it disappeared. Sort of like mental health has a hell of a stigma around it. I don't really talk about it. I've never really talked about it to my parents or my girlfriend. Really, the kind of lows I got to. Because I'm a man, I'm supposed to be strong. Supposed to feel these things. I'm supposed to protect those around me, which is, you know, why some of the things that have been happening the past few days has been making me feel really crap about myself, because I can't protect those around me. But, you know, back then, you know, I didn't have a girlfriend. Nobody seemed interested in me. Nobody. It felt like nobody was ever going to love me. Certainly didn't feel like I had any friends. Anyone, I doubt anyone's actually watching this, let alone anyone who's watching this and sort of been through it or was going through it. It gets better. It does get better, but also it just becomes easy to deal with. You find ways to manage yourself, and it's when you get into those low points, it's finding something that you like before you start spiraling too quickly. Whether it's a favourite movie, whether it's going playing some video games, whether it's going for a walk or reading or something, is having something that you enjoy some form of enjoyment into your life before that whole spiral starts and you get to that point. At least that's what I do. Try and put the brakes on before it gets any worse. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. One I've been talking a lot to. It's a tough subject, so have a good evening, and I will see you